Hey, what is up guys, I'm KBHD here, and this is the 2016 MacBook. You can tell because it's pink. So this one should be pretty quick. There's not a whole lot of difference between this guy and last year's first generation. In fact, I'd hardly call this a second generation product at all. It's essentially just a spec bump inside. It's like a version 1.2 of the 12-inch MacBook, but almost everything else you'll find about this guy is the same as last year. So you have the same exact paper-thin dimensions, the 13mm thin, super light 2-pound body, the same low travel butterfly key backlit keyboard, the same really large, really nice Force Touch trackpad, the same incredible sounding speaker with the full width grill. Still don't know how they made it sound that good, but it's still here. And the same 12-inch Retina display. The only difference on the outside is the new color available, the rose gold. Yeah, 2016, year of the pink tech. Anyway, what's different is on the inside. This year, it's basically just getting a spec bump to the new Skylake Intel Core M chips. It's actually a pretty significant upgrade in the performance department if you take a look at it. You can now pick between a 1.1 GHz Core M3 or go all the way up to a 1.3 GHz M7 that turbos all the way to 3.1 GHz. So much faster CPU and GPU performance is nice, plus faster storage as well. The internal SSD is now getting you around 400 plus megabytes per second writes and 800 plus megabytes per second reads, which is great. So it's faster there. And for the record, there's also a very slightly larger battery inside. It's about a 5% more dense, so not a huge deal, but better performance and better battery life with the new chips without getting thicker or heavier. That's a win-win. And that is exactly it. That's everything that's changed. Honestly, like I said, it's a pretty quiet refresh. I would have loved to have seen at least a tiny little change on the outside, because here my two biggest pet peeves with this laptop are still here, of course. There's just one port, and there's still that 480p webcam. So you would think that they could at least throw in one more USB Type-C port now that it's later in the year and it's becoming more mainstream. There's more accessories starting to use USB-C now. I saw a pair of USB-C headphones the other day, so I think the Chromebook Pixel a whole year ago actually had it right with a USB-C port on each side, just 2 ports, but it makes a big deal when you want to use an accessory while charging or just plug in 2 things at once. With the MacBook, you'll still need to carry adapters, and that, in a way, kind of defeats the purpose of having such a thin and light and beautiful computer. And then, yes, the 480p webcam is also still here. I think you could have upgraded this too, Apple. It's 2016, so if the smartphone in my pocket can have this huge 4K sensor with optical image stabilization in this thin body, you could have fit a 720p sensor in the new MacBook. Just saying. Anyway, so this little refresh, it isn't going to change your mind about the MacBook if you weren't already going to get one. It's not that big of a change, obviously. It's more like if you were on the fence about getting the last one, well, this one's better, for sure. So I'd recommend it, obviously, over last year. I think I would still recommend the 13-inch MacBook Pro to people still looking for a bit more performance, but for a thin and light, it doesn't get much better. It doesn't get much thinner or much lighter. So the baseline 12-inch MacBook is a neat little machine and a lot of fun. So that's basically it. Thanks for watching this one, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.